So continuing on with the list of TV and video attribution methods, let's talk about set-top box data. It's not so much an attribution method as it's a way to measure what content is being watched to some extent. If you've heard or used ComScore, their data is predominantly based on set-top box data. So let's talk about where it comes from, why it's used, and what its limitations are. So set-top boxes, you remember the old cable boxes? I'm dating myself, but surprisingly, a lot of folks are still using them. Where it has the channel number here in red, and then they would have buttons over here that I'd always screw up as a kid. So anyway, that's what a set-top box is. Although it's changed, it looks a little different now, but that's essentially what it is. And you have your television connected to it. And for the most part, assuming that all of the TV is running off of that set-top box, it can say what's on the television, and it can give you a lot of detail about fast forwards or winds, things of that nature. And that data can be reported back to the cable company that is providing it so that they know what's getting consumed, what the behaviors are. So historically, this has been one of the best sources of data about what is getting watched. It is voluminous, so millions and millions of units out there, lots of cool data, and that's why ComScore has been a very important piece of kind of the overall puzzle of measuring television. That being said, it's kind of being given a run for its money by smart TVs. So smart TVs have basically, now we're talking about tens of millions of observations. And so because smart TVs have really become a lot more popular, the volume of data you're getting from these exceeds the volume of data that historically we've gotten from set-top box data. Beyond that, there's some additional benefits to smart television data. So one of the benefits is it's not limited to just what's coming through the set-top box. So it basically because it's built into the hardware of the TV itself, it can tell what's actually showing on the TV. So if you plug in some other HDMI input or something else, the hardware there can develop or detect a fingerprint for whatever is visually or auditorily being shown. And so it's not limited to just what's coming from the cable company. It could work for anything you connect in. Think of Roku or anything else you connect in. The smart TV can get used, since it's a step kind of beyond any one input into the television. The other thing you have to think about is biases in these different sets of data. So particularly with cable boxes, like I said, my family doesn't have any cable box anymore. And so what you're starting to see is that the data set is skewing to older populations. Now, given there's still a lot of data, you can back out and control for that to some extent. And with smart TVs, you have to think about, well, who owns a smart TV? What biases are there? Again, because the volume of data is so large, hundreds of millions of units, you could kind of back into a more representative sample. That being said, smart TVs are really the future of where this is all going. So while set-top box data is still in use, you really would best be using smart television as part of your overall measurement strategy.